everyone, welcome back to the main mic. I'm your host, Harper, and today I'm joined with Jen.
Hi.
All right, so Jen will be your student stories sort of section for our podcast. Her episodes will be coming out every Monday, I believe. Is that right, Jen?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. All right. So Jen, you're a student at Johnson County Community College, but off camera, we were kind of talking, and you described yourself as a non-traditional student.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So going into that, like, what do you feel resonates with your untraditional student life?
Well, and I guess maybe that's my word. Maybe other folks might not use that word, but um, to me, I guess I see a traditional college student as someone that's like 18, 19, 20, and early in their 20s, right out of high school. I'm 52, I'll be 53 next week. So, I'm older than the lion's share of the students here. Not the oldest, though. I have found throughout my studies here, I am not the oldest student. It's kind of fun in my classes when I meet another old person. There's like this friendly competition of who's older and who knows more. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I think everybody comes to JCCC with their own needs and their own goals and their own desires, and everybody's story is so unique and so amazing. And we grow and we get stronger and better as students and as people every time we hear another person's story, and we spend some time and walk in their shoes. And so that's why I'm so thrilled to get to be the host for the Student Stories section here on the podcast. Yeah, I went to college the first time when I was 18, when I was a traditional student. And I had my heart set on studying vocal music, either as a teacher or as a performer. And for lots of reasons, I did not take that route, mostly self-confidence. And then life happened. I went to college and graduated, started graduate school, met the guy, got married. You know how the story goes. And then flash forward to turning 50 a few years ago. In that year, my father passed away. And then 2 years later, we found out that I had cancer. And I'm doing well, and I'm healthy, I'm doing well, thank God. But it occurred to me that in the face of so much change, and then coming out of COVID and everything that happened, if you wait for that perfect moment to take a chance on your dream, you'll be waiting your whole life. There is never the perfect moment, right? And they say that all the time. If you wait to get married or wait to have a baby until there is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. And JCCC is such a beautiful presence in Overland Park, and I've driven by it a million times. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a chance now. That 18-year-old girl who didn't have the confidence to take a chance on her dreams is now 50-ish. Now we'll be 53 on the 22nd. And she's going to do it. And so that's what brought me here. I work full time. I'm married. Our daughter is 23. She just graduated from Kansas State and started a sixth grade teaching job 3 weeks later. So I have a really rich, happy life, a lot of wonderful friends, love my work, love my colleagues and my bosses. I'm very round peg in a round hole. But I think there was always this piece missing, because as I went forward in life and having an incredible career and a great life and wonderful people, there was still always this little voice in the back of my head that said, you should have done it. Why didn't you do it? It's too late. You should have done it. And then life happened, and I said, okay, there's no more shoulds. We're going to do it now. And so here I am.
That's great. Well, first of all, happy early birthday.
Thank
And
you.
so far, I know I've heard a snippet of your life, but it sounds like you are such a strong woman, and Student Stories just sounds like it's meant for you. You are meant to report and connect with the other students and help them share their student stories with the rest of us. You have tons of stories that you have told, like the crew and I, about. First of all, we'll get into it, but I've heard you say you have a story about Eminem being related to you, and you're currently knitting as well.
I am.
And it's are you making like a sweater?
I am. The pattern is called the Sophie hood. And if you're on Knit Talk or Knitstagram, everybody's making a Sophie shawl or scarf or hood. So
Is
I'm
that the
about to do the
one?
wrap part where you wrap around your head and pull it down, which thank God because it has been so cold here in Kansas City. So, and of course we're snowed in today. So yeah, it just makes me excited to wear it to know that I'll be toasty.
I have been seeing those everywhere. It's on my Pinterest board.
Yeah.
I have been wanting one since forever. I myself, I do not knit, but I have tried to kind of crochet maybe.
Okay.
I have some crochet kits. I'm not really getting the hang of it. It's a slow start for me, is what I'm saying. But I was looking at kind of prints to like print out and kind of get into that, and I kind of just looked on Etsy and saw one for $36. So I
Yeah.
think I might cave at one point. But
We
yeah,
should.
I should get into it.
No, we should set up a day on campus. Like, if you want to learn to knit or you're already a knitter or a crocheter, let's meet in the collab and bring your Starbucks and we'll sit and knit and talk. We should do
Oh
that.
my god, we should. The collab is such a great and amazing place.
Yeah.
It helps so many people. I mean, they have like small recording studios, which for one of my classes we're going to be using for a small little interview with each other. However, they also have, I believe it's like a music recording booth,
Mhm.
and they have like meeting rooms and separate like meeting areas. They're constantly hosting uh, scavenger hunts that hopefully help students go and explore the campus and get to know like the library has so many different opportunities to like for tutoring or help with math, science, and English, etc. And I know that they're constantly hosting those kinds of scavenger hunts where you grab this card and you take it to the library each time you go, and you get informed by these mentors of that certain section. And then they'll give you a stamp on your card, and then once you have all 4 to 6 sections stamped, you'll go back and then you'll get a cinnamon roll or some coffee or like a donut for the stamps on your card, and you get all this amazing information out of it. So it's such a great idea. And we I mean we could totally host our own little collab knitting crochet
Yeah.
session and be
Yeah, we
so
should.
fun. um
Yeah.
you yourself have spoken to me about how much the collab has helped you as well, and I know you would love to like talk about your experiences with them, especially you were saying off camera, like when you were a student starting out, how much they helped you. Would you like to like get into that?
Yeah, so I work full time. I'm actually a remote employee, so I'm not in the office. And I live in Gardner, so it's kind of a trek, from Gardner to Johnson County. Um, and firstly, they were my first friends on campus. Here comes the little old lady, who hasn't been a college student for 100 years. I don't know. I've heard of this Canvas. What is this Canvas that you speak of? And how do I get my assignments? And they just sat down with me and walked me through, jccc.edu, and they walked me through how to print on campus, which I don't know if our students know that, but you can print all over campus. They walked me through resources. When I would come to campus and have class, like let's say at noon, right? Or 1 o'clock, I could work for a little while and then go to class and then go right back to the collab. It's such a cool place. They have, as Harper mentioned, recording studio meeting space. They also have a booth where you can go and get professional photos taken for free. So if let's say you need headshots for a website, right? Or like your avatar for your, I don't know, social media, or passport photos, you can do that totally free there. And they are constantly hosting, I think they did something with like Japanese fan lanterns one night this past week. I think I saw them when I was on campus late. So yeah, no, I can't sing their praises enough. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'll get with you offline about a knit night and we'll get the word out.
We will. We'll have our editor and boss Zach help us set up a messenger article and write about our knit night, so it's not just us showing up.
Love that.
But speaking of hobbies, obviously you're coming to Johnson County to pursue one of your other hobbies, which you're very passionate about.
Mhm.
One of your other hobbies, is it singing, music, or
I was always a singer growing up, you know, in the church choir, in the school choir, in the plays, in the musicals, and then college, and then again, you know, the husband and the kid and the job and the life, and um, I would say it's actually kind of a funny story, and she will kill me if she knows I'm telling you. Um, it was one day when our daughter was fifth grade, third, fourth, I don't know, young. And she was Oscar night, actually. And she walked into our bedroom and she's like, Mom, I'm going to Juilliard and I'm going to win an Oscar. I'm like, dude, you're in third grade. Like, what do you know about Juilliard? You're like, what? So that's when we kind of started getting involved in community theater. We did go tour Juilliard in New York City, which was absolutely beautiful. Um, and she joined community theater, and it's because of her that I started doing it again. And then I was on the board of a theater company and did 6 or 7 shows with them. And then COVID happens, right? So the stages all go dark, like the rest of the world, sadly. And unfortunately, the theater company just really couldn't recover economically. So they shuttered their doors. So that outlet in my life got taken from me. I, like a lot of people, I hope I'm not going to regret telling this story. Um, like a lot of people in the early days of the pandemic, you know, your late February, early March of 2020, I got on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, don't do it. It's a huge time waster. But I started singing on TikTok, and one fan became 10, became maybe 50. You know, we're not talking Beyonce here, but I really enjoyed doing that. And then people would ask me to sing songs for them, and I would do it. And that was really fun. And um, so I enjoyed that. I love to knit. I love to bake. I'm one of those Pinterest girlies that will see like some beautiful souffle, and then I'm like, oh, I can totally make that. No, I can't. No, I can't, but I love trying it out. Um, I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. I'm also brand new into journaling. That's my thing for this year is journaling. So I'm writing a lot, which feels really good. Yeah.
well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm in the exact same position as you. I'm a Pinterest girly. I'm
Yay.
constantly looking for new things to bake. I think the most recent thing I did bake, I did blueberry muffins. I did by scratch, but I do have a
Wow.
box that's been sitting in my cupboard, which made me think I should probably make those soon. So, but yeah, I do love to bake. Earlier, you did off camera, of course, mentioned you recently bought a Kindle. I
I
also,
did.
as well, recently picked up reading again. It's one of those. I don't want to say it's a trending hobby, but like when you hear like other people are doing it, like that's why I picked it up because I'm like other people are really interested in it, and I've always wanted to. So it gives me the courage to be like, I know like 3 people saying they just started reading again. I'm going to start reading again because I've always wanted to read.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or 3 people saying I just started baking. Honestly, I've always baked. It just hasn't been like a consistent pattern. But now I'm baking like 1 or 2 things a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like every other week. And then when that runs out, I'm baking cookies, and then those run out. Then there's muffins.
Yeah.
I baked some coffee cake the other week, and then before that was pumpkin bread. So good, so good.
Well,
Um,
I think I totally get what you're saying. There's a lot of strength in community and a lot of fun in community. You know, the book talk is actually what got me into it because people are like, "Did you read this book by Jane Doe? And it's the best book ever." You know, and then other people are like, "Yeah, what about this character?" You know, and like you see how excited they are, and you kind of want to gravitate toward that. And it's really interesting because it's like anything else, you know, somebody, and this one book, oh my Lord, I'm not going to mention it, but it was all over 2024's best. It was the worst book I've ever read. So it was really fun to like see the camps of people that were falling all over it. And then also like, this is the worst thing ever. You know, so it was kind of fun to be a part of it. Same with like the knit talk world and the Knitstagram world. I was actually taught to knit in the pandemic by some wonderful people. And you get a lot of support online, and it's kind of fun to ooh and ah over people's projects like, ooh, what are you making? You know? So I totally get what you're saying about the community aspect of it. Plus, if you can make food for somebody or make a scarf for somebody, that's huge because that's of your heart and of your hands. Anybody can go to, you know, a big box store or Amazon and buy you something, but if somebody of their heart gives you their time and energy, that's huge, you know? I love
Yeah,
that.
no, yeah, totally. I live close to downtown Overland Park, if not like in downtown Overland Park. There's
Mhm.
constantly so many I don't know, the word is on the tip of my tongue. Ugh, they're not carnivals. They're just like pop-up shops,
Oh yeah,
like
like the farmers
festivals.
market.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
farmers market. But last one I went to was right around like fall time. And farmers market, I believe, had been that same day as well.
Mhm.
So it was like in fall, and everyone there is like showing off their art and things that they've made. And I bought these two little tiny, um, basically like plushies. And I mean, I bought one for myself, and then my mom went the next day to the same festival fair thing, and she bought me almost an identical one. She got me a
Wow.
Frida Kahlo cat, and I got just like a pink cat, which reminded me of one of the stuffies I grew up with as a baby. Um, so I got it. So I was like, that looks exactly like the one I had as a child. But again, like people being able to hand make you something, even if you're like buying it for a gift or uh, that obviously I'm saying I can't hand make things. So like seeing all these people who can sell their handmade items is wonderful. I bought these mittens and they're absolutely amazing. So warm. They're made out of recycled sweaters and they
Nice.
have this like stuff, like soft tissue on the inside. They're amazing. They've kept my hands warm through these snowstorms and today as well because we are snowed in our places right now. Um, but I completely feel for you when you say that just it's an amazing experience to be able to give someone something you like make and eat, make and wear, like hang out with, play with, like a toy, a doll. My grandma, she used to hand knit some little mittens and hats for babies.
Oh.
Yeah, so she kind of inspired me to want to create something for other people, and you as well, you being able to make things for yourself and other people. It's a loved hobby,
Yeah.
because it's not something you can just pick up and put down. You have to put in work. You have to learn to knit to be able to knit. I mean, some people obviously like can pick it up so easily, and I'm so jealous of that. I've been trying to learn how to crochet and knit for months now, 2 months now, and I can't. Um, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
That's
Yeah.
like me with guitar. Like I'm like, how hard can it be? Turns out very. Turns out very. But yeah, I mean, if you love something or you feel a connection to it, don't give up. You know, I'm your proof positive that you can be 52 and go back to school. You know, I'm your proof positive that you can learn how to knit by watching Zoom things and YouTube and talking to people on the internet. You know, so if you have a passion for it, you deserve it. You deserve to feel good, and do the things that make you happy. And don't give up like I almost did on guitar because it didn't come right away. It's funny, I can be like the most patient human in the world if I'm teaching somebody else something, but I better pick it up like that or I give up. And that's not good. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, I feel for you. I'm the exact same way. I have a hard time, like, currently I'm trying to figure out, I am a huge PC player. I'm
Mhm.
mouse and keyboard entirely. I was gifted my brother's old PS4 once he upgraded to his PS5, and I have not been able to learn PS4 controllers, and it seems so easy, but the buttons make no sense to me. How are you only limited to what, 10 buttons? And I like I have a whole keyboard spread in front of me, and I just type, and like that was so much easier. And like moving one hand to control your whole headspace with your mouse, so much easier than your thumb. It's wild, but I'm trying to pick up on it. And
You'll get.
it's a very hard thing to pick up and attach yourself to if you constantly feel that discouragement.
Yeah.
Um
And
yeah.
I think that we have to give ourselves grace. You know, firstly, if it was easy, everybody would do it. You know, I remember, I mean, I'm really lucky I'm in the honors program at JCCC, but I'll get like a 98 on a test and my family's like, oh, you got a 98. Ugh, God, what a dummy. You know, like they're like, if you
What?
know everything, why are you there? You know, you're not there to be 100% all the time. You're there to learn. And that's a safe space to make a mistake in, right? So it is very hard for me anyway to give myself grace. But I'm learning and give yourself grace. And um, yeah, I mean, if you knit something and it's a messy wave of a scarf, guess what? It's still going to keep me warm. I'm still going to love it. So it doesn't have to have neat, perfect edges. You're not selling it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I mean, obviously, we have, you know, our attachments to these hobbies as well. I mean, do you have other like obviously other hobbies? We have baking that we've
Hmm.
talked about, knitting, and you're a huge passionate music lover.
I got into junk journaling last year. Do you know what that is?
Is that the you kind of just throw a bunch of scraps from your day
Yeah.
into a book?
Yeah, so I took a class actually in the honors program about overconsumption and being more intentional and thoughtful in your choices and sustainability. And, you know, it happens. We all, you know, you go to Starbucks today or I know you go see a show and you got the little printed program. You know, we have these relics of our lives that a lot of times we just toss to the side and then they just end up in landfills and money was spent and time was spent to develop those relics. They're a part of our life. So I went through maybe a good 7 months and made many an Instagram video about, you know, this was my weekend. I went to this place and then we went to the vintage mart and look at this super cute little vintage thing and here's a teeny tiny picture of me and my best friends, at the Starbucks or whatever, and it was just kind of fun, and you can't really do it wrong. there's I can't think of a way that you could junk journal wrong unless maybe you went out and bought a ton of stuff. Then it's not junk, it's stuff you bought. But yeah, I love to spend time with my friends and family. Love to. My husband and I went on this quest. Oh, 2021. It was kind of as the world was starting to kick back from COVID, where we went to every coffee shop we could get our hands on because we wanted the best coffee in Kansas City. And we have our opinions. I don't know if I'm allowed to say them on this podcast.
Go ahead,
But
feed them. Feed them.
Black Dog Coffee in Lenexa. Love, love, love Black Dog Coffee in Lenexa.
Writing it.
Tell them Jennifer sent you. They know who I am. Um, Very, very yummy. Summer Moon Coffee, also in Overland Park, is fantastic. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of fun. And then to get together with my girlfriends and go and have coffee and just sit and, girl talk and just that's a lot of fun. I feel really blessed to have landed in this life with these people. My husband, my daughter, my friends. We have a really great time, and so just spending time with them and being silly is a lot of fun. Um, I don't know. You're never too old. You know what I mean? And we're all my close friends and I. We're all parents now, and our kids are close. And in fact, that's how I met my closest girlfriend. Is her daughter was my daughter's roommate at their sorority at K State. So how funny is that?
Hmm.
Um, But yeah. Oh, and I'm a collector too. I collect Portland leather goods. So like bags and I have like a couple of here's my pink bag with my knitting in it. And little wallets. This is the little penny pouch that you squeeze and put your pennies in, which is really great for guitar picks when you're a guitar student. And band-aids because it makes your fingers hurt. Yeah, I love doing that. And I don't know. I would love to learn how to sew, like sew with a machine and like dresses and maybe next year. Right now I think I'm just gonna keep focusing on my knitting and maybe we'll pick up a new hobby next year.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the cafe hopping basically to like figure
Yeah,
out
oh that
which
was
was best.
fun.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the KC coffee passport?
Huh, what is that?
So it's honestly kind of, in my opinion, iffy. It's a passport that you buy, and it gives you all of the Kansas City cafes.
Wow. How did I not
Mm-hmm.
know this?
I recently came across it, obviously an Instagram ad, trying to like cater towards things that I like.
Right.
Um, but it came across because there's also like uh, all the barbecue restaurants in Kansas City, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it has all of them. So you can go visit, and then it has like a little slot next to it where you can rank it, give a little note to it. And I think there's a bigger one where you can add pictures if you'd like. So, like you said about the junk journaling, it's kind of more like a scrapbook, I guess, but
Yeah.
it gives you like an actual reason to go
Yeah.
bar, coffee bar hopping.
That's so fun. Thank you for telling me that. No, I'm like, how did I not know about this? Um, yeah, I love being in those kind of spaces because if you look around, there's somebody knitting and there's somebody writing and there's somebody reading and there's people talking. Like it's just this incredible like cross section of life that you get to be a part of for a minute. I kind of geek out on people. I love that, and I think that's another reason why I'm so excited to be in the student stories uh, portion of the podcast because it's just we grow so much from each other. Every time that you see somebody do something new or you hear somebody's story, I can't tell you how many times people have walked up to me and said, "Oh, what are you knitting? Oh, that's so pretty." And I actually went, I'll never forget it. I went to Black Dog actually one day and I was just not feeling it. I don't know. I don't remember what my deal was, but I had a pretty dress on. And this woman walked up to me. She goes, "Look at you, girl. You are way too pretty to be wearing that. You don't need to be out here. What are you doing? You got a hot date later, girl?" And she like totally hyped me up. And I felt so much better. So I saw another woman and I walked right up to her. I'm like, "Hi, you're not pretty and you are not beautiful. You are stunning. And if nobody's told you that today, shame on them. You have a nice day." And she was like, "Nobody's ever said that to me." I'm like, "Well, girl, shame on them." So it kind of feels good to be in spaces like that where people are kind and people are peopling.
Yeah, those community areas are like really empowering, just to like be in a confident space.
Hmm.
And that one person that starts that always gets the ball rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels good to be a part of that chain.
I mean, I'm sure you obviously your day was made and you made that lady's day as well. I'm sure she went out, probably had the courage to compliment someone else.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. Yeah. I mean, we've all had those days, right? Where you just feel like nothing is going right, and then somebody shines a little bit of light on you, and then you just shine like the sun. And I know it sounds kind of like a Hallmark card, but I don't care. Um, so yeah, that feels really good. And lucky me to work in human resources, right? Because I get paid to do that. I tell my bosses, I'm like, "I cannot believe you people pay me to do this job. Like I can't believe I get paid to help people, but round peg, round hole."
Well, earlier you did mention how you and your daughter both shared that aspiring dream
Yeah.
for like concert halls, Juilliard, right? Or
So I don't even know how she fell into acting. It was just that one night she brought it up. And she really loved it. She ended up getting a degree in elementary education and is a teacher here in the metro. And I think she'd probably love one day to help bring theater to young people because it really doesn't matter what field you study. You have to be able to articulate yourself, right? You have to be able to speak. and in an explanatory way so that folks can understand you. And you also need confidence. And standing up on a stage with a lot of bright lights, you're going to feel it. You know what I mean? You're going to sink or you're going to swim. The one of the coolest things about live theater is it's live theater, right? A mic is going to fall out and boom, hit the ground, or somebody's going to forget their line, or a child's going to scream in the eye. You know, like it happens, but that's life, right? You have to be able to to regroup and go on. But yeah, we do share a love of the stage. She went through theater all through high school, like I did, and was president of her high school's thespian troupe. And she played Mrs. Gibbs in Our Town, which is the second female lead. And I had that same part in high school. So that was me in the front row for all of her shows, like bawling my eyes out. And I'm still friends with so many of my high school friends. And they're like, "You mean she was Mrs. Gibbs too? No way." So that was really fun. I kind of got to live those memories again through her, and then share the pictures and the videos with my friends. So yeah, and she is fearless. I wish I had an ounce of her self confidence, but God love her, she is up there rocking that stage. So she set the bar high for me. So I've got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, well, talking about theater and setting stage, I mean, Johnson County also has their own very like theater stage and production as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think it's next Friday. So this episode is recorded previous to this Friday, but we are going to be uploading on Valentine's Day. But in
Yay.
exactly a week of this episode airing, there will be a The Addams Family musical comedy. It is going to be at Johnson County, so it's February 21st. It's at 7:30 p.m. at the Yardley Hall. So
Awesome.
Johnson County tickets. I'm pretty sure you can get two tickets, or it says, I'm looking at the website right now. It says you can purchase up to two tickets for $5 each, beginning
Nice.
10 a.m. Oh, no, it's literally saying you can purchase tickets now for $5 each if you're a student.
Very, very
Um,
cool.
and not only that, I mean, Johnson County, we also have other productions as well. At the theater department, it's a huge thing here, and you're really into music. We're hosting Elisa Amador trio. She's going to be at the Polsky Theater February 22nd. So that's going to be that following from the Addams Family. It's going to be on Friday the 21st. So Saturday the 22nd, we will have her live show. She is immersed in Latin folk and jazz, and uh, she's an amazing artist. But if you may not like the solo artist, we also have a uh, band. We have multiple bands coming. So we have Amani Winds and the Boston Brass, uh, also at Yardley Hall, and that's the day after her, which is February 23rd, and that starts at 7 p.m. And you can purchase all these tickets uh, on Johnson County's website, and it'll be $5 each. Johnson County Theater also has a production of Lieutenant of Inishmore. It's 2 weekends, February 21st to the 23rd, and February 28th to March 2nd.
There's always something going on campus. That is such an exciting part of being at JCCC. There's always something going on. Before we were recording, we were talking about those big TVs that are all over campus, and the screens are always flooded with Monday. Here's what's going on Monday, and it's like 10 screens on Monday before you can get to Tuesday, with all the meetings and events and free food and pizza. It's such a cool collaborative place. I know that the music department also does, I think they do this twice a year. Sorry, I think they do this twice a year, where the folks in private lessons give concerts. So, like, let's say, and I'm not, but let's say I was taking private vocal on campus, all the private vocal folks do a show. And it's open, anybody can come. And again, it goes back to you learn and grow so much every time you experience a new kind of music or a new kind of art. Like we were also talking offline about the Nerman, about the exhibit coming up at the Nerman. It's just such a great place. If you're bored at JCCC, that's on you. That's on you because there's always something going on, and how exciting for us to get this platform to share that with the campus. Which then, aha, brings me up to the messenger. If you would like, if you would like to share your student story, tell us who you are, tell us your journey. If you are involved in an organization or you're doing something fun on campus, we want to know about it. Please reach out to us. Let us link you to other students on this campus, and let's share each other's stories and grow and learn and make the most of our experience here together at the campus. Let me look. I wrote down our brand new email address. We are the messenger, JCCC at gmail.com. The messenger, JCCC, all one word, no spaces, at gmail.com. Reach out to us, friends, if you would like to have your story shared on our podcast, because we would absolutely love to have you.
Jen also mentioned earlier how the Nerman has a new art exhibit. It's Jeremy Scott's. It's a bunch of his with their costumes that he has created. You can go and you can see Katy Perry's, I think it's her hamburger costume.
Yeah.
And you can see it in person. Something that Katy Perry has worn, you can go see in person. And I think that's great.
Didn't she wear it on the Grammys or like some major program on TV?
Was it the VMAs,
Oh,
maybe?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, you were
She's
also
so cool.
mentioning she's I love her. I
I
love
do
Katy
too.
Perry. You were mentioning how Johnson County, obviously, if you're bored at Johnson County, it is your fault.
It's your fault. Yeah. And let us help
um,
you with that, guys. Please let us help you get connected on campus. There's never a shortage of stuff to do. Never.
yeah, no, every week I try to mention thanks, Zach. But I don't think we're gonna have to correct ourselves. I don't think we can correct ourselves. VMAs it is. Jen, can you see the chat on this section, the side?
Ah, you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. No. Oh,
I mean,
wait, there's a chat at the
honestly,
bottom. Hold on.
honestly, if you, that's kind of like me.
Oh.
This is the equivalent of me like talking in the pod studio with you guys. So I'm. You can mention this. You can say that I'm correcting you.
Oh,
Okay,
Met
yeah.
Gala,
Like
Met
I
Gala, Met
am
Gala.
in this podcast. I'm just not talking. But like you
No,
could
I
say,
was
"Oh, we just
keep
got a new message from Zach."
no, clip this itself right now. Keep this in. Zach has been he has been editing us as we speak. So
Met
we
Yeah,
can
Gala,
correct
Met Gala.
it's
ourselves.
the Met Gala
Thank
is
you.
the is where the burger dress is from, and it's also it's not just Jeremy Scott. It's also oh, sorry, what's her name? Catherine Bernhardt. She also has a bunch of art that's also going to be showcased in that same exhibit. So yeah,
Cool, cool, cool.
Very
I'm gonna
And
leave
cool.
again now.
bye, Zach.
Bye, Zach.
We look forward to you editing us in the comments. That's okay. But like you said, if you're bored at Johnson County, it is your fault.
Yep.
We obviously already briefly said that, and again, I want to mention it because Johnson County always has those boards, like you were saying, that like give you the this is what's happening at 10 a.m. today, and it gives you like a week rundown. But I think it's for the entire month that it gives you a schedule, so you can see all the club meetings, all the student union meetings, uh, as the messenger like articles have stated, we have a presidency uh
Yeah.
candidacy coming up. We have a couple of articles talking about that already, so we won't dive into that. But I did want to mention we have a couple of fun student activities coming up, like the ultimate birthday party.
Woohoo.
Okay, so the ultimate birthday party, unless your birthday is on February 19th when it's hosted, sorry, you only get one birthday. But the ultimate birthday party is for students to celebrate, that's in air quotes, you guys can't see, but to celebrate your birthday again. It's basically, how do I say this? An excuse to party? and have
No shame in
fun.
that.
So the second birthday party for your own self will be at the student center on the very first floor. So that's around there's like this little cafe, the bookstore where you get your student ID and some other
Mm.
classrooms. It's also right below counseling, and where you can like figure out your counseling isn't just mental, it is also like figuring out your school schedule. That is all in the student center. So on the very first floor is where we will be celebrating your birthday on
Woohoo,
February
2 days early.
19th.
Woo! 3 days early. Woo!
Again. And another fun thing that I saw was on February 21st, there's coffee and talking. It's in the student lounge, GEB 154. Celebrate Valentine's Day with a creative and heartwarming time at the student lounge's coffee and talking event.
Aw.
So what I'm looking at, which I look at the student website, which you guys can go and do by yourselves if you like, because there's tons and tons of events that are going on 24/7. I just try to report what I think may be fun. And obviously, if there's something really, really important that is like a need to know, like February 17th is coming up, that's the last day to drop your classes.
Yep.
That's the last day to drop your classes. I believe it's without a W
Without a
on your
W, I think.
on your
Yeah.
transcript. I mentioned it last podcast episode, and I'm mentioning it again because it's coming up this Monday. This episode's on the 14th, Friday the 14th. So Monday is when the last day you can drop your classes. If you're not feeling your classes, if you're not liking it, if it's maybe too difficult, something happened, and you're not giving your full potential to that class, last day to drop it without a W on your transcript will be Monday. That's really important to know, guys. And I know it's not necessarily next week that you should be looking forward to this. Not this week, but the next week, the Student Lounge is hosting a Mario Kart racing tournament in
Fun.
the game room. So if you guys don't know, we have a game room. It's filled with, I think it has a PlayStation, an Xbox, and like loads of other games. It's in GEB 151, and it's called the game room, and that is where you guys can show your go Mario Kart racing skills,
Talents.
talents. I used to. It's one of the games that I believe everyone has to play at least once in their lives.
Oh, absolutely.
Mario Kart racing, so fun. I used to grow up. I used to grow up. I used to play that game growing up.
I don't know which one we used to play, but when my daughter was very little, my parents-in-law bought all the games, and we used to play Mario Kart all the time. And I am just not good at it. And there is a video floating around on the internet somewhere, I shan't say where, of me constantly driving off the cliff. And I think and as my family is laughing at me in the background, I'm like, okay, state of Kansas, do not look at this video. I swear I am a good driver. Please do not revoke my driver's license.
No, yeah,
I do
Mario
not drive
Kart
like
does.
this in real life.
Mario Kart does not reflect how I drive
No.
in real life.
But
I
yeah,
s-
you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna joke and say I swear turtle shells don't affect how I drive.
And banana peels.
Banana
Yeah.
peels. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's like the reverse for me, like that Wii bowling game. I can bowl like, a baddie on, can I say that?
Yeah.
On on Mario Kart, I mean on Wii bowling, but I can't, those balls are heavy and I can't
Uh-huh.
do that. I might get like 3 pins knocked over and I'm like, woo, I'm so excited.
Oh my
My
gosh.
daughter's bestie, the one who was her sorority sister that I met, her mom, she was on the bowling team at K-State and she's really great. And we always joke about, oh, we're gonna go out and go bowling. I'm like, yeah, only if Emily's on my team. Because I need the help. I need the help.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, we sports. That was the game
Oh
growing
gosh,
up.
wasn't it? Oh, it
Yeah.
was.
No, I remember I got like the Wii figures and then having Wii Sports, but then it was like Wii Sports Elite, I think is the second one where it's like the outdoor games or like a
Huh.
competitive. Do you know like the parasailing and
No.
resort Zach is like editing us as we speak. It's Wii Sports Resort. That's
Nice.
the second one that I was thinking of. But Wii Sports was the game growing up.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Mario Kart.
Wow. And I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so all of that was kind of new for us back then. And I mean, I'm sure by, today's standards and technology, it's really obsolete. But old people like me, when we go back and see that stuff, it is so cool and so fun. Um, for that class I was mentioning, the sustainability class, last semester, we had to go to the Toy and Miniature Museum. And if you have not been there, friends, go there. It's super, super cool, and there's toys from like every generation. And there was an Atari 2600, which of course people my age played with until we wore them out. And I was so excited and I was geeking out on it. And it was funny because while I was there was a couple and they were older than I was. And they're like, "Oh, honey, did you have one of these when you were growing up?" So it was really kind of fun to see them geek out about the games and the things that were meaningful to them when they were younger, and how those little pieces of you, stay with you all these years later.
Okay, so unfortunately, my microphone stopped working, and
Technical difficulties.
we tried figuring it out. We're back from technical difficulties,
Woo!
but we may have to run this segment a bit short due to my microphone not working. I don't even remember where we left off last. I'm
I,
pretty sure we were talking about student activities.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. My worry is that since we are on a stream call, that I think my headphones were the reason why I was bugging out, and it started ringing and glitching, and then my audio, like, I couldn't hear them, and then
Oh,
I couldn't, like, nobody heard me.
no.
And so I think, like, I hope there's no echo because I'm just streaming from my laptop now.
No, you sound great. I don't hear
Okay.
any echo at all. And I don't see our chat blowing up with, "You're echoing. We can't
Zach will call us out if I start echoing.
hear
So perfect.
you."
My laptop is still at full charge. It was on the charger the whole time, so it's not like it's dying or anything. So,
Huh. It's a
um,
mystery. Technology's great when
hopefully,
it works.
hopefully we'll never have to use a streaming tool ever again, and
Nope.
I'll just see you in person next time.
Yes.
But I wanted to mention before we left, first of all, I've already mentioned it once, it's going to be Valentine's Day, and I think we were still around the topic of like people getting together with like student activities. There are going to be a bunch of Valentine's themed activities coming up. So look out for those. And then I really wanted to hear your M&M story.
Okay. So there was a period of time where I was related by marriage, not blood, twice over to Eminem. So here's how that went down. And before anybody asks, no, I don't know him. No, I never met him. No, we're not still related. No, I can't get you an autograph. Yes, I think he's incredible. But no, I've never met him. So, God, this is such a long, crazy story. Okay, so what happened was his grandmother is from St. Joseph, Missouri, which is where my husband's grandmother is from. So there's your first level of marriage right there. So we called her Grammy in her life. Grammy passed away. Oh gosh, my daughter was little when Grammy passed away, so quite some time ago. Anyway, Grammy was married to, of course, my husband's grandfather, and he passed away before I entered the picture. So I never met his biological grandfather. By the time I met my husband and married him, Grammy was married to a man that we called Papa Jack. So, of course, Papa Jack was no blood relation to any of us. But Papa Jack, when Grammy passed away, married his high school girlfriend, Eminem's grandmother. So there's your second level of marriage, right? So through my husband and then through Papa Jack's marriage to um, grandma, Eminem's grandma. Papa Jack has since passed away. Sadly, he was something else. He was a lot of fun. He was this very skinny, very tall. I don't know where he put the food down. I'll share a funny story about him. It was Christmas one year, a million years ago. Grammy had passed, but he wasn't married to the new gal yet. And I made a chocolate trifle for Christmas, like where the pudding and the whipped cream and like the crushed up Heath bar, like you layer it. He thought that was the cool. No, let me back up. I made that for Thanksgiving. Let me get the story right. He thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and he said, "All I want for Christmas is trifle, Jennifer. All I want is trifle." I'm like, "What, Papa Jack? What are you talking about?" So that's what I did. I made like 2 trifles, and then I went out and got the little Tupperware, jobbies, and stuffed them full. And I said, "Papa Jack, clean out that freezer, my man, because you've got trifle for the rest of the year." So yeah, no, it's kind of a funny story now, but no, unfortunately, I never got to meet him. So that's my one brush with fame. Oh, that, and I met Dick Clark once, but I don't know if do you guys know who Dick Clark was?
No.
Okay, another story for another day.
No, but it's a-okay. I'd love to hear your story about Mr. Clark.
So Dick Clark, they called him the world's oldest teenager because, like in the 50s and the 60s, he was young. He hosted a TV show called American Bandstand, and teenagers would come and dance on the show, and they would rate records, and people would come and sing on the show, and it kind of just became this cultural phenomenon into, I believe, the 90s. So like Madonna, like in my day, because I, grew up in the 80s, Madonna and just it helped launch a lot of careers, and it was this big deal. Well, there was a time that there were restaurants called American Bandstand, or Dick Clark's American Bandstand, or something like that. And when my husband and I were dating, we weren't even engaged yet, we were just dating. We went to a Dick Clark's Bandstand, and I was so excited to see him, right? Because I'm a music girl, right? I'm a singer, I love music. There was constantly music on in my house. My dad was born in 1942, so I always heard about, the Rolling Stones and Fleetwood Mac. To this, God live. If he were still living, he would still be in love with Stevie Nicks, right? Because she used to say, or he used to say, "Why is she with that geek Lindsey Buckingham? She's so beautiful." So I was so excited to go talk to Dick Clark, right? Because I was going to meet him at Bandstand one night. They were having an event where if you brought like 10 canned foods for charity, you could meet him. And I guess he wasn't feeling good that day. He was really sick. And I was like, "Hi, my name is Jennifer," and I was like all excited to see him. And he was like, "Whoa, hello. That's way too much, Jennifer." So I think I was a little too much for him. But yeah, other than that, Eminem and Dick Clark, those are my only 2 brushes with fame.
Oh my gosh. No, um I've been to Stevie Nicks concerts. I was at the
Oh,
yeah. I was very lucky. I was very, very lucky. My dad, um we were in Maine visiting one of his offices with a couple of his employees. We went to the Stevie Nicks concert. He or someone of his employees knew the guy who makes Stevie Nicks' guitars.
no way.
So he had a couple extra tickets. He wasn't going to be able to make the main show, and he's like, "Would you like our tickets?"
Yeah.
Yeah, duh. There were floor seats, and they were so cool.
No.
It
Oh
was
my God.
so cool. First of all, being in Maine and seeing Stevie Nicks, wonderful combo. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure.
The concert went on past the law's curfew for noise. She didn't care.
No.
She did not care. She says, "Now I know there's gonna be a curfew. It's like 10 o'clock or something, but I have one more song that I gotta play." It was
And I'm doing it.
it was phenomenal.
Wow.
But yeah, the other like I also went to the stadium tour, so that's Def Leppard. I saw oh shoot, what's his name?
What does
I
he
know
sing?
every huh
What?
he dated oh goodness, he's not a good influence. There was a TV show based off him and uh the really blonde lifeguard you know,
Oh, Tommy Lee.
Tommy
Tommy Lee?
Lee. Yes,
Tommy,
Tommy Lee. I
yeah, he
saw
was
Tommy
Pamela.
Lee, Pamela
Yeah.
Anderson. Uh-huh.
Yes.
I saw it was Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan and Jet and the
Joan Jett. No
yeah, Joan
way.
Jett and the Blackheads.
You,
That
you're talking my language, girl. That was the stuff
that
I grew up
was
on.
that was a concert that honestly I'm never gonna forget it, but I had forgotten a lot of it because I had a heat stroke at that concert.
Oh
It was
no.
one of our first summers with like 104-degree weather. It was awful, but I went with a friend of mine at the time and my dad, he's the one who got us the tickets. But us three were there and I remember I could not stand up and at one point I did black out and I did like I had a crew of people around me like, "Oh my gosh, like are you okay?"
Oh
Someone thought I
man.
had like overdrank, but I literally I was crying. I was like, I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, bless your
I
heart.
was like, I need water.
Well, it's hot. I mean, it was hot
It was
outside.
so hot.
Yeah, all those
No.
people.
But I was advised to like sit down for a majority of the concert.
Yeah.
One of like the nicest like people were there. I was given a little package of like peanuts and like trail mix. She's like, this will help you like rebuild. It's like protein. It'll give you some strength.
Yeah.
And then someone gave me a water. Someone literally had this like spray and they were like spraying me
Oh,
with
that's
water.
nice.
It was great. It was a great community of people. And
Right.
I remember like I had to sit back down and someone gave me earplugs just in case. So it was really fun that I can remember, but it was fun.
Well, I mean, those were bands. I mean, Joan Jett, my gosh, that was like early 1980, so I was really young. But I remember Def Leppard and I remember Poison. I actually saw Poison in concert in college the first time. Wow. Did you notice the guy in Def Leppard plays the drums with his feet? Did you notice that?
I did see that, but
Yeah.
it I honestly wasn't really paying attention much.
It's so cool. So he was, he played two-handed, but he was in a car accident and lost his arm. And they
Mm.
thought, oh God, our band is over. No, they designed this super cool foot thing. And he's got one arm going and both feet going, and you would never know it. You would literally never know it. So he's pretty incredible. He's pretty incredible. Oh,
I
Def
think
Leppard, man, that's taking me back. Now I'm gonna have to listen to it on my Spotify.
well I think he actually don't quote me on this. I think at the Arrowhead Stadium tour, I think he played Upside Down.
What?
It
How
may
do
not
you
have
do
been
that?
may not have been Poison, but someone did play Upside Down on the drums.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's kind of like Katy Perry on and Pink, when they get on their wires and they're like
Mhm.
floating and they're singing. I'm like, no, no. Firstly, danger. Second, I don't know if I could sing all the way up there. My body being jerked around like that, but
Takes
okay.
takes incredible lung strength.
Sure. Yep.
I've never done it. I will never do it, but I'm sure it takes incredible lung strength.
I am risk averse as it pertains to anything that might kill me. So no, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, now that we've pretty much gotten through everything on my list that I've wanted to talk about, um, is there anything else that you would like to add to this week's episode of Main Mic, or maybe give some last words or some words of encouragement for people to go and submit their stories or email you to talk to you and like share with the other people like their student stories? Is there anything you want to just like encourage people or like share with them?
Yeah, college is a real unique opportunity. Not everybody gets to do it twice, right? Like I'm lucky I get to do it twice, but most folks don't. I mean, sure, folks might go on to graduate school or whatever, but most folks don't get the opportunities that we get at JCCC twice. So use this time and this space wisely. And that's going to be different things for different people, right? For somebody like me, I want to be super duper connected and know everybody and talk to everybody. And working full time and taking a lot of online classes doesn't make that easy, right? I'm not on campus a whole lot. Well, I am this semester, but in past semesters, I've not been. Um, So reach out to the hands that are around you, and there are many. And know that there is a place for you here. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you study. Everybody is welcome here. And if you keep an open heart and open ears and open eyes, you're going to grow tremendously. I've not been at JCCC very long, but enough to grow and enough to have met some really incredible people that I would never have met otherwise. And in the same way that others can be a support to you or a gift to you, you can be a gift for other people. And that's where we come in on the podcast. Reach out to us, you guys. We want to know your stories. We want to help connect others to you and help to connect you to others as well. We're better and we are stronger for each other and because of each other. And that sounds like the same thing, but it's not. It's two very different things. I personally would love to meet you. Send us a note at where's my list so I can look up the email address.
At Johnson County, the messenger at jccc@gmail.com.
Is it the messenger JCCC
Yes,
at
did I
gmail.com? Okay,
accidentally?
groovy. No spaces. So the messenger JCCC at Gmail. If you reach out to us, they will get that email to us and we can reach out to you. I told Harper before, I'm always down for a Starbucks run. So if you want to, meet up at Starbucks or have lunch with me on campus and talk to us about your story, we would love to share it with the rest of the campus. And yeah, just I guess to anybody in the Cavalier community, thank you for welcoming me so kindly. The girl who didn't think she could do it and then thought maybe she could do it, but she's going to be, laughed out of the space because she's too old. It is such a kind and supportive community to be in, and you will only grow from reaching out. And I think I've beaten that horse dead.
And to all the other non-traditional students, do you have a message for them that can help us wrap up the end of this podcast?
Yeah, I would say believe in you. Believe in you. It is never too late or too early. Because I mean, I've spoken of non-traditional students in the older sense, but there are non-traditional students who are high school students as well, who are complementing their high school training with their high school education, excuse me, with early college. So there is a place for you here, and you are worthy of your dreams. And there are a million resources at JCCC to help you make those dreams come true. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There is help everywhere. And just have fun. It's such a dynamic place. Uh, just avail yourselves of all of the opportunities that are there on campus. And we are one of those. The entirety of the messenger. Um, please stay tuned to student media here on campus. Let us help inform you about what's going on in the area. And please, you help us inform others. Call us, reach out to us, message us. We can't wait to meet you and hear your stories.
Well, Jen, it was amazing to have you and
Thank
such a
you.
great introduction episode. It was so
Thank
fun
you.
talking to you, and I loved hearing all the stories that you had to share with me.
Thank you. I loved
Well,
being here. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of the podcast. I'm so excited.
so excited to be on the team with you. I can't wait. And to all of our listeners, we will see you next week for today, I guess, is the very happy Valentine's Day and
Woo!
all that. But next week, we're so excited to see you again. Hear you. What?
To be back with you.
And to all of our listeners, I can't wait to continue this podcast with you. I will see you next week. Have a good weekend or week.
Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.